Hey guys, just going to do a video here on a guy named Dr. Adiz. I think that's how you say his name. He's been caught by the FTC back in 2023, which is the Federal Trades Commission in the US, posting ridiculous things on TikTok and Instagram, on the Reels and all that. I think YouTube too, and talking about aspartame and how it quote unquote doesn't cause cancer. And it appears that he's being paid by the American Beverage Association to say these things. And he also talks about seed oils and canola oil, and specifically in saying that they're actually good for you and not bad for you, which is completely false. And there's a lot of people speculating he's being paid by the Canola Oil Council, which is very, very likely. Any reasonable doctor that's practicing under the ethic of first do no harm wouldn't be saying this unless they clearly don't know, but he's being paid by these people, so he does know, and he's pushing false information while at the same time saying the people that are pushing healthy lifestyle and healthy decisions are providing misinformation when they're saying seed oils are bad. And this is absolutely not true, and that is a projection on his end. And I think we're seeing now someone who's psychologically damaged, um, specifically through trauma. Because if you generally care about yourself and other people, you wouldn't be pushing false narratives, damaging narratives like that, especially to the youth. Because I know a lot of his audience, I mean, I could be wrong, shouldn't say no. I suspect a lot of his audience is in the younger age category, mid teens to upper 20s. I'm sure a lot of people, my age, 35 plus, don't believe a lot of his shit because it's shit. I mean, he's just full of shit. The guy totally is, and he's pushing false information while telling other people that are pushing good information that they're doing that. So it's a projection, and generally that's what happens with someone who's not, mentally all there. Like his faculties are, they're just not all there, unfortunately. So I'm just going to quickly show you the letter from the FTC, so you have proof of what he was saying and the warning that he got. So I'll bring it up here for you guys. So here it is here, Washington, D.C., November 13th, 2023. Um, I'll just kind of skim over it. It was on June 30th, 2023, Instagram and TikTok. IDs, quote unquote, said, aspartame has not been shown to cause cancer in humans. And he also said a small adult would need up to 36 cans of Diet Coke every day to be at risk. So stop freaking out over headlines. Um, this is just crazy. There's no proof. He can't prove that in any way, but nor can people really prove that aspartame does cause cancer yet. I think there is some evidence pointing to that for sure. I mean, it's an ultra processed garbage product that's toxic to the human body. There's a lot of studies showing that. Cancer is multifactorial, and it's a very complex type of issue. So it's very hard to just pinpoint it on one thing. But let's just kind of drill down to the truth of the matter here, and that is I am here out of my own free time. I'm not getting paid. I don't have an agenda whatsoever. Do I have biases sometimes? Absolutely, I'm human. Um, but I don't gain anything from this other than perhaps maybe feeling at sometimes a little bit good that I'm trying to help people and push a positive narrative out there instead of filling people up with garbage. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I don't have any sponsors. I don't really have any much viewers, but maybe that will change one day. So yeah, he's pushing information that's not true. And he's citing studies that are extremely biased and fundamentally flawed on many different ways. And I encourage people to look into the studies he cites about specific topics, plug them into AI like ChatGPT or Grok, whatever one you want to use. But no, it's not perfect. ChatGPT is wrong about a lot of things, but you can use this to your advantage if you don't want to read the peer review and the literature. Plug it in, copy paste the link or copy paste all the information in the article, plug it into AI and ask it, look for the biases, look for the flaws, look for red flags, those type of things, and get it to give you a summary. And then you'll start to see kind of what's going on here. So you have a community of people like, Paul Saladino, Gary Brecka, Dave Asprey, just to name a few, telling people like, hey, like let's eat good quality red meat. Let's not eat seed oils. Let's don't eat processed foods. These things are damaging our mitochondria and our brain, and they're not great for us, right? Maybe not damaging our brain is the right word, but they're influencing our brain. And yeah, like these people are pushing like good products and good healthy things. Sure, they may be selling something, but who, of course, this is their business model, but they're not profiting off sick people. They're profiting off healthy, thriving people, and longevity is what they care about. And every human has a built-in bullshit meter, and you can kind of tell who's being authentic and who's not, right? And people like IDs, and there's a few other out there. There's a naturopathic doctor from Vancouver, I forget his name, and he's just saying the same bullshit. Seed oils are safe, they're fine, and just crazy. And these people should be ashamed of themselves because they're pushing bullshit, and especially to the younger generation who are very gullible. And this is damaging to them. It's like pushing cigarettes, although maybe that's a bit of an extreme example. It's one that comes to mind. Is that no, these anything ultra processed is super processed, whatever you want to call it, is not healthy. We know that. And you cannot defend that. But if you are defending that, chances are you're being paid by industries like Coca-Cola, American Beverage Association, whoever else you want to name out there, because there's a narrative to push and there's money for them to make. And unfortunately, that's how it works. And, even the old food pyramid, it's so outdated and it's wrong on so many levels. And you're going to see this moving forward in the next few years more and more. But, anyways, I just wanted to point this out, show you guys the warning letter that he got. And one last closing thing I want to say about aspartame is there was a new study that just came out. I can't remember when, but fairly recently. And it shows that the consumption of aspartame produces anxiety-like behavior in mice, along with epigenetic changes in the amygdala. And these changes persisted up to two subsequent generations. So that's pretty crazy. Like aspartame is that powerful of a toxic ingredient that it's changing the epigenetics for two generations. That's scary. So you can defend your aspartame and your seed oils all you want. And if you want to eat them, go right ahead. But know that outside the realm of cancer and obesity and diabetes and all these other things, that these products are not good for your health. And there's no way of spinning that into they are, other than, perhaps maybe you have some form of attachment to these foods, or you're feeling activated, perhaps maybe because you're being seen in maybe a disordered way of eating, or in a dictionary way of eating, just generally the same thing. And I mean, hey, listen, we all go through that in our lives, or at least most of us go through that in our lives. And the more you can detach from your emotional attachments to the food, the better, because a lot of the stuff we've learned about nutrition is very, very, very wrong and very backwards. And the science is pointing to that now, thank God. But some people have known this for a long time. So, anyways, I'm going to stop there and see you next time. Take care.